Good morning. Hope you're having a great morning so far and enjoying the sunshine. I just had my nice leisurely morning walk, and it was warmer than it has been in a long while, so I could wear my kimono and feel very, very cozy still with my cape. It was a new experience wearing a kimono, but it was easy to get used to because I had a bit of background from my Japanese knowledge of how to walk in kimono. So it was super fun listening to music and walking and enjoying the slight chances of seeing the sunrise. It was still dark though, but it's starting to get brighter earlier in the morning. And there was no rain, which was good. It's going to be sunny until the evening around dinner time, which I'm going to enjoy quite well. Then I believe the rain and the wind is supposed to come back the next day. So I'll probably try to catch up on my walks in the afternoon when the weather calms down, or in the morning from my appointments and visiting with friends. I was interested in their new system that was available on Twitter recently called Twitter Spaces. It's like a radio broadcast. It would be perfect for picnic streams or quick watch-alongs with everybody. And I could easily do a podcast similar to what I'm doing right now on Twitter instead of just YouTube. But I remembered that I don't have Wi-Fi or remote Wi-Fi on my little tablet, so it might be that I have to take my laptop with me or put Twitter on mobile if I ever want to do a live picnic stream with Twitter. It's a lot easier on other systems to take it out live. But most likely, that would be down the road. It's kind of exclusive to Twitter users, unless you record the broadcast to broadcast on a different day, or for those who don't have Twitter, so you need to record. I'll most likely stick to just what I'm doing right now, and then update right away after my walks or picnics in the summer. I have mentioned that I liked HoloLive, but there's also another big company called Niji. I love both equally, but I'm more familiar with HoloLive because they were the ones who got me into VTubing to begin with. They're equally as friendly and easygoing and fun, and their designs are just as cute. And the streams are very, very cozy. I like their cross collabs between the different companies, which is now allowed because Altair was able to talk to HoloLive about making it possible. It's fun seeing their friendships outside of the companies because most of them knew each other before they joined both companies, and do communicate off stream whenever they get a chance to. Some, like Mei and Sailin, knew each other before they became cross-company people. They both thought each other were going to join the opposite company, so they actually just share stories once in a while from the different vantage points. I can't always catch the Niji streams because they're in a different time zone than us. Usually from Europe and Australia and Japan, so some of them are at 1 o'clock in the morning or around 8 o'clock our time, so technically we'd be out and about for appointments and such. So it's not always convenient. Though you can still catch the video on demand, which is a good thing. There are some Canadians on there, and then there are people from the West Coast, so I can get information from there when they stream at hours like afternoon or earlier evening. It's a easier concept to catch at the regular times that normally Hololive chooses, like between 5 and 8, or 2 and 4, because everybody's awake and people are just winding down for the day around 2 o'clock here in North America and on the West Coast. In the morning, sometimes you can catch an 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock stream, depending on your lunch hour here, or breakfast time. But usually my breakfast is around 7:30, 8 o'clock, so the 8 o'clock ones are rare, and I can only catch them on video on demand, like Shinri's Zatsu's streams. Those are very cozy and comfy, and I always try to catch in the afternoon if I really can't see it at 8. Or if there's nothing on, or I'm not having anything on my agenda, I can squeeze it in here and there between my errands and other projects I'm working on. Lately, I've been watching both companies equally, so I'm in also those Atsu streams as often as I can, because they're very, very relaxing. The content I usually love listening to and watching with the Hololive and Nidhi Sanji members are art streams, gacha streams, which are from mobile gaming, cozy games, karaoke, the handcam crafting and baking streams, and definitely Zatsu, the collabs where they can cook together in a member's household, trying different recipes from around the world. And a lot of the open world games, and sometimes the horror now, because Shinri is making it more accessible to those who have less interest in horror and scare easily. During his horror games, he always talks nice and calmly and doesn't lose his cool that often, so it makes everybody else in the room feel nice and calm and cool and collected. He only jump scares if a noise is really, really sudden. But even then, he's very, very calm, so he makes everybody else who's watching calm too. When I went for my errands today, I was enjoying a nice cup of pistachio tea. Pistachio latte, actually. And it was very, very soothing on the stomach, so I wasn't too worried about the caffeine level. And I had a nice, yummy sausage breakfast sandwich before I picked up my strawberry smoothie for lunch today. Because usually when I have to drop my dad off to his blood test, I have an hour to kill until he's out of the office. And those two places are close by enough that I can get my breakfast and lunch easily. I would get it from the Japanese market, but that doesn't open till 11, and it's kind of inconvenient. The bakery is close by too, so the smell of the cinnamon buns makes it extra appealing for a possible lunch option. He goes once a week, so I can go with him to pick up such things. But I'll probably, if he can go by himself, let him go by himself, because it it would probably up how much it costs each week if I go every week for an outdoor breakfast or such. Prices are inflating nowadays, and buying breakfast would be unreasonable every single week. Every other week or once a month for breakfast out is usually reasonable. That, and you don't want to get tired of the same old breakfast at different fast food places, which are the only things open at around 7 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock the cafe does open, but usually we've already been there and gone by then, unless he decides to go for his blood test much later in the day. But going later means more people going to the life labs and more of a lineup and a 2-hour wait time. Usually back in the day it would only be 15-20 minutes, which made it more reasonable, and you could easily get home right away. But with the way things are now, you have to make sure that your entire morning is blocked off, just in case there's a huge crowd or people who got there an hour before opening. Because even if you go really early, there are people who have come earlier than even you, expecting to avoid the lines. And then they laugh at you for coming right at opening time, and say, "Oh, I got here an hour before opening. It's only 6:30. We got here at 5:30." And you don't want to call the taxi at 5:30 in the morning just to beat everybody there. So it's a bit of give and take, and getting used to the new world of hour-long wait times at different medical facilities. Now they're opening different labs inside shopping malls. You can get MRIs at Hillside Mall, and you can also get your eyes done and your dentist appointments all in one, which is pretty interesting. I was surprised to see it at our local mall, right outside the bookstore. It's replacing the shoe cobbler, the one that would always take care of my dance shoes. They retired, so the closest one that we have is downtown. So I have to make sure I don't use my dance shoes as often if I want to maintain them for as long as I can until we go downtown again. And that's usually the middle of town, which is a little bit more dangerous than the hotel district or near the harbor. Maybe if they had options on the internet, I could mail off my shoes to get fixed, but having a day trip downtown wouldn't be too harsh on me, because I would enjoy seeing the different updates to the downtown core if I stay close to the safer parts of downtown. It would be nice to have afternoon tea down there over the summer while I do my downtown errands and visit the Macaron cafe, which has been there for over 5 or 6 years. It's one of my favorite French type of cookie, and I've known the owners since they first made the Bon Macaron place. I always try to get the berry flavored ones, or vanilla, or any of the seasonal varieties, because it's fun to see what designs they've made, what flavor choices they chose. That's the specialty of macarons. You can have it any flavor you wish, any cream you wish. And you can also get it savory flavored. I haven't ordered too many savory, but I've tried them and they're really delicious. And they even make macaron cakes, which is like about a 5-inch cake with yummy hazelnut cream. I always used to get it for my birthday. Now I stick to the more simpler ones, closer to home. That and some of my family members don't eat sweets, so I buy at least just one slice of something I love, like the strawberry shortcake. I'm lucky that my birthday is in September, with like my closest friend is 2 days apart. We can get our favorite cakes quite easily around that time. The flavored berry cakes or the chocolate cakes. It's quite yummy. My grandfather's favorite used to be Black Forest cakes, so that also was a big deal around our household. We would have that. Or the fruit cake that you can get in Chinatown, which is fruit, cream, and sponge cake. It's super delicious and super light. My grandmother would make the same cake, a chantilly cream cake with fruit on top, and deliver it to our house when we were kids. It's quite yummy. She was also famous for her Swedish meatballs, though none of us have the recipe for it in this current era. I don't know who has her recipe book or if she even made one, but it's fun thinking about it, looking back what she did with all her custom recipes. A lot of them from Eastern Europe and Britain. And I've been enjoying seeing the different recipes based on her old recipes back in the day. I tried to make a chicken cream casserole yesterday. A few of us ate it, but then my mom made fried eggs instead because she wasn't used to having the old-fashioned casserole dishes. It's sometimes hard to get her to try new things, or in this case, old-fashioned things. So I have to make sure that it's something that she'll like, or else she won't eat at all. Which is kind of hard if you're being the chef that day and they don't want to touch it. And they want to make their same standard food. I always want to try something new. And so does Dad. But the other side of the family, not so much. So if I wanted to try Japanese, I don't think they would be eating that day. So I have to be very, very careful what I cook so that it suits everybody in the household. It'd be easier if I was cooking just for myself or my father, but I do enjoy seeing if they could try it or if they're able to eat something exotic or new. They like mild flavored things or things that have no flavor because they're not used to salt and pepper or seasoned food, because they're so used to having the same plain dishes like a sandwich or an egg or just plain cereal. They're not one for cooking either, so it's usually me and my dad cooking for everybody in the household. If it's Mom and my brother cooking, they'll make a stew because it's easy to cook and easy to clean up and they don't have to do much, but they'll complain afterwards that they'd had to cook. So it's probably not worth it to have them cook anything. Though they are very, very good people, just not good culinary people who like cooking or visiting restaurants. They prefer their routine, plain and simple, and that's good for them. I can't have any issues with that. I'm hoping that now that it's back to normal around town, people will be able to travel more around and open up more shops, because then we can all enjoy something interesting together. And then it will get lots of inspiration for other creative projects, like paintings, drawings, or even stories. Since I gave my character a proper ending, I haven't needed to write any stories for her, but I can draw pictures for her, which is a good thing. It was hard to make a happy ending for her because I wasn't quite sure where to take her story. But then I decided, why not have her get married and then settle down and enjoy a nice normal life versus her fast-paced supernatural life. And now I just use her as my avatar because she doesn't need to be doing any stories or adventures anymore. I also am trying to branch out and get more confident in posting my own real life pictures of my adventures, like the kimono yesterday. But it'll take a while to get used to doing that in a video. I prefer the avatar at the moment. And I never know what my subscribers will like. Well, I know that they love their whole live content as well in my talks like this. And I'm happy for the extra 2 subscribers that I received yesterday. And I'm thankful for the support that you've given me so far, and the appreciation for my work. And hopefully you can, if you're not subscribed already, subscribe in the coming week or so. It'd be nice to have even more HanaMates join our group of Tea Talk people. It'd be interesting to have little conversations through the comment section and then think up new content that way. We can grow and be strong and have cups of tea and just simply have fun while we're enjoying the space known as YouTube, or even Twitter Spaces if I ever get inclined to doing one in the evening or in those rare moments of watching a different anime or a movie. I haven't decided on anything new yet, but apparently the new Pokemon season, the final one, will be premiering on Friday morning, so that's one option. It's nearing the end of Ash's career as the protagonist of the series, and I'm wondering what they'll do with Pikachu, because if once Ash retires, Pikachu goes with him. There's always talk of the sequel being a time skip, and the new heroine of the series being his daughter with Serena. And there's no argument with me that it is Serena's daughter, because those two are canon relationship. And I wouldn't put it past them that that's what they're going to be doing. And I wouldn't choose any other female lead as Ash's wife, because they are perfect for each other. That was one of my favorite relationships in Pokemon from XY. In that series, they treated Ash like an adult, and just like Pokemon Journeys, they treat him like an adult, which is why they gave him his championship this year. A lot of fans are sad that he's going, but it's better to end on a high note than keep him continuing on in a static pattern, waiting for his championship. He doesn't catch rare Pokemon as much as the original series when he first started, because he knows which Pokemon suit him and what Pokemon he would like to have on his team. He doesn't need to have all 400, 500 Pokemon or more, because he doesn't have the time to take care of all the Pokemon in the world. And there are other scientists and characters that love catching Pokemon and researching them more than he would. He's more laid back that way, and his stories seem to go more fluently that way when he's free to travel wherever he pleases, or wherever the wind takes him, or wherever his dowsing rod will take him next, as seen in the new opening for the brand new finale series, which is about 11 episodes. And then he can join the ranks of all the legendary trainers that have come and gone over the years, and watch his daughter go on her adventures. I believe she'll be the very, very first female protagonist, versus the side protagonists that most of the female leads have been over the years. They'll have a younger character as a sidekick this year, a young boy, so it'll be interesting to see their dynamic, or whether he's like a little brother to her. That would mean that it'd be Ash had 2 children with Serena, which is kind of romantic in a way. What are your predictions for the new series? Let me know in the comments, and let me know if you want any more different content for the channel, and what you'd like to hear me discuss next. And thank you once again, and hopefully you subscribe and share the videos with your friends and family and loved ones. Thank you.